In this section, we're going to learn about the app as much as we can. While discovering the app, we analyze the configurations of the mechanisms used. We collect everything we find and try to use them to hack the app. The first step of information gathering is to surf the app as long as we can. Visit each page. Try to click on all the links you see, all that. We can gather a lot of information about the app and the server while analyzing HTTP headers of the requests and responses engaged between the server and the browser. In addition, we can find some clues, especially for the data manipulation section, while analyzing responses which are sent for our targeted requests. Also, we should look for the open ports of the server. For example, there might be a content management system hosted by another port of the server, where we can get the management of the entire app. After surfing the whole app and learning its purpose and mechanisms, first we should intercept the connection between the browser and the server and analyze the headers of the requests and responses. We can find some information about the server, the technology used, etc. In addition, we can find some clues for the flaws of the app. For example, the cookie in the slide contains an attribute value pair which is security equals high. What if I just replace high with low or none? Look at the headers. If there is any header specific to this app. If there is, note that header, because that's the one you're going to tamper with. So far, we've gathered as much information as we can. Now is the time to look for the known vulnerabilities of the server or the technologies that are used, frameworks, plugins, software languages, etc. You can use the vulnerability databases and exploit databases to find the known vulnerabilities. One of the most famous databases is Exploit Database. The URL address to visit Exploit Database is https://www.exploit-db.com. Exploit-DB is the Exploit Database Archive of Offensive Security, who are the producers of Kali Linux distribution. So, suppose that we realize the server is Apache 2.4.3. Visit a vulnerability database and search if there are known weaknesses of that version of server. Crawling, or spidering, is traveling through the website and collecting data about it. We can pull data from the application like email addresses, sensitive data, backup or forgotten pages, etc. Now, because we have to send a lot of HTTP requests, automated tools and scripts that are called crawlers or spiders are used to crawl a website. All the automated tools have their own crawlers. Burp Suite, that we use, has its own spider too. You may encounter interesting situations during crawling. For example, software developers create a copy of the file in the same directory for backup, or they may have a test version of the file which contains a valid credential in it. In some cases, they just turn the line which contains credential values into a comment line. But those comment lines are visible at the client side. That means when you look at the page source in the browser, you see the comment line which contains a valid credential. You can find an administrative interface that does not have a link through the website. And having no link to the interface does not mean that it's unreachable. So here's a demo. Let's see the spider tool of Burp Suite in action. Run Burp Suite. Turn the intercept off. We just want to have some links under the HTTP History tab. Go to the browser. Configure the proxy settings to use Burp Proxy. Visit the website you want to crawl. In this example, use nhs.uk. Now, go to HTTP History tab under Proxy tab. Select the root request, right-click, and select Spider from here. You can answer yes if you're faced with a question. And when you select the option, the font color of the Spider tab turns orange. That means there are no changes in the tab since your last visit. Go to the Spider tab since you see some statistical information. Request made, request queued, forms queued, etc. When you go to Sitemap tab under the Target tab, you will see the current results, files and folders of the application.